Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Monday, November 4, 2013. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Jazz Mangham. And today's headlines: Tarleton history professor writes paper for PHA, Veterans host ball, Houston bus crash leaves student injured, alligator found at airport, tropical storm heads for Mexico, Tarleton Texans win against Kingsville, and the weather. Breaking news: according to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, one person has been pronounced dead in a head-on collision that happened this morning on Highway 281. The deceased is reportedly from out of town, and the driver of the 18-wheeler is still unknown. The crash happened shortly before 11 this morning and is under investigation, and the cause of the collision is still unknown. And campus news: according to Tarleton Media Relations Assistant History Professor Dr. Michael Landis presented a paper at the Pennsylvania Historical Association, also known as the PHA's, annual meeting in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The PHA's goal, according to their website, is to promote interest in Pennsylvania and Mid-Atlantic history. Dr. Landis' paper was titled Old Buck's Lieutenant, J. Glancy, Jones, James Buchanan, and the Northern Democracy. This paper was presented as a part of the panel, Pro-Slavery Politics in Civil War Era Pennsylvania. To learn more about the paper or the PHA, please contact Dr. Landis at his email, mlandis@tarleton.edu. In regional news, with Veterans Day just down the road, the Stephenville Empire Tribune has chosen a few native war heroes to honor the duration of the week leading up to the holiday. Tarleton State University's ROTC has helped select 8 veterans who are either student or staff members who have come back and are still making a difference at home. Veterans Day is a national holiday celebrated every year on November 11th. Friday, the disabled American veterans will host their second annual ball at city limits, opening at 8 p.m. Charge at the door will be $12. And now today's Texas, national, and international news from the Associated Press. In state news, in Houston, a school bus wreck has left one student injured. Police are investigating the wreck that involves several other vehicles going westbound on Texas 225. Only 2 Reagan High School students were on the bus, according to the Houston Independent School District spokesman Jason Spencer. The injured student was taken to the hospital with back pain. No further details have been released. In national news, an alligator was found at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport on Friday. An employee found the alligator under an escalator in Terminal 3. The alligator was about a foot long and is now being cared for by the Chicago Herpetological Society. Jason Hood, the group's president, said that the alligator was in bad shape and are trying to get it healthy and find a place for it. In international news, Mexico is bracing for Tropical Storm Sonia, which is predicted to hit land this morning. The storm has sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, which is down from early Sunday evening. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says that the storm could weaken before the hitting land and is likely to slow down rapidly once it hits land. The storm could produce up to 6 inches of rain and in isolated areas get as much as 10 inches. And now the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Ousted Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi and 14 Muslim Brotherhood figures are on trial, accused of inciting violence and murder. But Monday's proceedings adjourned quickly. Morsi claims he's still Egypt's legitimate president, and he refuses to recognize the trial's legitimacy. A law enforcement official says the man accused of shooting 4 people and killing a TSA agent at Los Angeles International Airport Friday told police he acted alone. Paul Ciencio was wounded and is heavily sedated under guard at a hospital. A threatening note forced the Birmingham, Alabama airport to close for 2 hours. The search turned up nothing. And Houston Texans coach Gary Kubiak was listed in stable condition after he collapsed on the field at halftime of his team's 27-24 loss to the Indianapolis Colts. Matt Small, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
In sports, according to Tarleton Sports, on Saturday, the Tarleton Texans took on the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas and won 45-20. This win broke a 2-game losing streak for the Texans, moving them to 6-2 overall and 5-1 in the LSC. The win was critical to the Texans. It allowed them for the first time since 2009 to have a chance at the Lone Star Conference title. The Texans just need a loss from Eastern New Mexico University and Midwestern State University to, for the first time in school history, win the LSC title outright. With just 2 games left, the Texans play at Memorial Stadium on Saturday, November 9th, against the Southwestern Oklahoma Bulldogs. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. And the weather. Today there is a high of 62 degrees with a low of 58 degrees, with a few showers throughout the day. This has been a production of Texas TV News, a product of the Texas News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. You can follow the Texas News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news, as well as all of your entertainment and sports news. Today's broadcast was produced by Kelly Jo Cummings and Sarah Gann. I am Jazz Mangham. Have a wonderful day, Tarleton Texans.